on my end. Sorry for that. All right. Good morning, Mr.
Yeah, good
Sai.
morning.
Thank you so much for coming in for the session.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Uh, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Okay. So without further delay, let us start with our session. I would now like to invite Mr. Abhinav for starting the week.
Thank you, ma'am, for allowing me to speak. Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to Confidence Communique, an initiative by Noxense Training founded by Archana Shriram. Confidence Communique is where we talk about real career decisions, real confidence challenges, and real work skills. Not theory, but what actually helps you grow. My name is Abhinav Kapoor, and I am a skilled soft skill trainer. We meet every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. online via Zoom. We are on various social media platforms, and our YouTube link is shared in the chat box. Please subscribe to our channel, it really supports us. Also, if you haven't joined our WhatsApp community yet, please do join. Your number will be remain private and you'll receive regular updates about our talk shows and programs. We're also excited to share that we have launched paid online training programs, pronunciation lab, presentation labs, writing labs. Details are in the chat box. Do check them out. Apart from our communication mastery programs for individuals, we also run our flagship confidence community training, a 3 month structured communication program for corporates. This has already been rolled out with a manufacturing organization. If you do like to know more, you can connect with Archana Shriram. Thank you very much. Now I hand over the session to Archana Shriram.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abhinav, for the introduction. Abhinav, I request you to probably check your mic because the voice seems to be echoing.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
All right. So now that we are here, yeah. So now that we are here, I would like to set the core topic, the context before we begin our introduction. So let me start with a simple question. How many of you all feel confused about your career direction, especially as a fresher? You have studied, you have completed your degree, but when you enter the real world, suddenly the expectations are unclear, the confidence drops, and you start questioning, am I really ready? That is why today's topic is so relevant. Building a career as a fresher, what really matters. This is not about marks or degrees. This is about what actually helps you to grow in this real world. Let me introduce our speaker for today. We have with us the founder of BIM Skills Academy, an institution focused on helping freshers become more career ready through practical training and skill development. Through his work, they have interacted closely with students and early professionals, understanding the real challenges freshers face when entering the workforce. We are looking forward to some very practical and relatable insights today. Welcome to the session. Participants, please type welcome Mr. Syed in the chat box. Participants, please type welcome Mr. Syed in the chat box. Shahid has replied, welcome, sir. Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Good. So, Mr. Syed, before we even start with the introduction, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking out the time from your schedule. I know you're very much occupied. Thank you so much for coming for the session. And also, just before I even hand over the session to Ms. Meera for introduction, I would love to know one small thing from you. Frankly speaking, I was not even aware of the term BIMS before you even had reached out to me saying that we would be also recording for a soft skills training program. If you could also please cover a little bit regarding what BIM skills is before we go for the introduction.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So BIM, the meaning is building information modeling. Okay. So the meaning of building is again to build information model. So what is happening in the construction sector? The the way we are working is very traditional. Okay. Like previously we used to do manual drafting, like drawing on the paper using pencils, right? And scale, manual drafter. Then when computers came, like many CAD softwares, like computer aided design softwares also came into the market and people started using it. One of the example is like AutoCAD. So using AutoCAD, 3ds Max and other softwares, we were doing the work, but AutoCAD also released in 1980s. So almost like 40 plus years back. But still currently the industry like architecture, engineering and construction industries, they are using the same technologies like 40 years back. So what we realized is like out of 21 industries, construction industry is at 20th rank in adopting the technology. After that, like it's like agriculture. So even though construction industry is a part of engineering, but it lacks in terms of adopting the technologies. So now what is happening? Many like governments, many big clients, they are mandating this BIM technology. So the way of work is getting changed from drawings to the 3D intelligent models, where we add what we are doing. Just basic meaning is like before doing the real construction, we are doing the construction digitally, because digitally we can build the project in less time, and whatever the decisions we can take, we are taking in the digital model itself before doing the real construction. So we are also trying to, just promote this technology. So the candidates, the recent generation, they can adopt this technology and they can change the way we are working and they can lead the future.
Wonderful. That's
And
beautiful
also, yeah,
insight. Yes, yes.
yes. Yeah,
Hmm.
also parallelly, we are providing BIM consulting services
Hmm.
uh, throughout like different countries.
Wow, this is something big. I really have to do much more research on this than just aware on what that term alone is. Thank you so much for
Yes.
your beautiful insight, Mr. Sayed. And now hand over the session to Ms. Meena to continue with the interaction. Please go ahead, Ms.
Yes.
Meena.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. So, welcome, Mr. Sayed. Pleasure to
Yeah.
have you here.
Thank
Join us on this beautiful community. I saw your
Yeah.
LinkedIn profile to get a
Yeah.
glimpse of your work before your introduction. It
Yeah.
was indeed impressive.
Yeah. Thank you.
Would you like to add anything before we begin the interaction to get some insights on your topics today?
We can continue.
Okay. So,
Yes.
let's begin with the first question. To begin with, based on your experience working closely with freshers at BIMS, many students come with different expectations about their careers. From
Mhm.
what you've observed, what truly matters when someone is starting their career? What should they focus on in initial stage to build a strong foundation?
Yeah. So freshers like what is happening from the school and also the colleges, mostly they are learning theoretical. Okay.
Okay.
So and they
Right.
have the habit of just remembering the things, again going for exams, writing in
Correct.
the exams, and next day they will forget.
Right.
So it is happening. That is becoming like habit for them. And like mostly they are just having the habit of studying, not like implementation. Okay. Like what I
Yes.
observed, what matters is like they should learn and implement both. Learning and
Correct.
implementation. Only continuously learning is not enough. And
Right.
also they should understand the real workflows. And if they are doing the mistakes, that is okay. We should learn from the mistakes, but they have the mindset like we should not do the mistake, because they think marks are important, right? So they think like if they do the mistake, they will get less marks, and if they are getting the less marks, then they're not successful, something like that. So they have the habit. So they should understand that doing the mistakes is okay. It is a part of journey, but we should learn from the mistakes. And also one more thing, what I suggest, like they should take the responsibility. They don't
Right.
initially freshers, they don't take the responsibility. They don't involve themselves into the team. They don't do proper communications. That is a
Correct.
main problem. Yes.
Okay, that's truly insightful, as you said,
Yeah.
that they come with a focus of just passing and getting the
Yeah.
marks, and their focus is on marks rather than making mistakes and learning from mistakes. That was
Yeah.
very insightful.
Yes.
Coming to my next question, many freshers enter their first job with a lot of excitement. But within a few weeks, they start feeling confused or unsure about themselves. In your
Mhm.
experience, what are some of the most common challenges or struggles freshers face when they begin working?
Mhm. You mean for the first job?
Right, as a fresher, what are the challenges that they face when they begin working?
Mhm. So mostly what happens like for freshers, whatever they are studying, let's say I deal mostly with the candidates from architecture and engineering background,
Okay,
right? So mostly like for engineering background and also for architecture background, most for architecture background, at least they have some sort of like, skill development and some attitude development and they have something like practical exposure. But for civil
correct.
engineering,
Right.
recently I heard like in engineering, they are teaching biology
Okay.
subject.
Oh,
So I got shocked like why, freshers are getting, there are many
right.
subjects, right? Like BIM, for example, they can include BIM instead of biology. So
Right.
what is happening is like they think whatever they learn, that is useful.
Okay.
Mostly they will understand that after the engineering, after 2 or 3 years, they will understand whatever we studied, that is of
Correct.
no use in real life. That is the shock, they will get
That they
when they join the
face.
company. And
Okay.
also after the engineering, when they join some training platforms, again, they are not learning the project-based training.
Okay.
Okay, they are learning again the theoretical. Again, there is no implementation. Even if there is implementation, only it is at basic level. So during
Yes.
engineering, they complete 4 years of engineering. But
Okay.
again, if we give them, a simple drawing, they will not be able to read it. They don't
Okay.
know anything about site. They don't have idea about deadlines and pressure. Like in reality, when, for example, when we deal with like any client, we will be having
Right.
certain time that we need to submit, right? Even though for to conduct this session, we had a deadline, like time, right? We need to join
True.
at 10 a.m.
True. True. True.
They don't have this mindset that we'll be having deadline and uh, pressure kind of
Timelines.
things. Yeah,
Correct.
and that's,
Correct. Yes,
yeah,
that was very interesting to understand the challenges when they come on the floor and when they start working. The biggest
yeah,
challenge is they don't realize that there are deadlines, and they
yes,
don't
that is,
realize that what is it to work on a practical level. They have just learned theory.
yeah,
Coming to
yes.
my next question, we often hear that training and skill development play an important role in career growth. From your perspective, especially through the work you do at BIMS, how does structured training actually help a fresher becoming more prepared and confident in their workplace?
Yeah, definitely skill-based training, it will make a difference, right? Because
Right.
degree plus skills, I believe both are important. Some people
Correct.
believe only skills are important, and
Right.
some people believe only degree is important. But in my
Okay.
perspective, degree and your qualification and your
Right.
skills both are
True.
important.
True.
For example, I am like civil engineer, so
Right.
you will believe, okay, you are a qualified person, right?
Right.
Plus,
Right.
skills are important.
Correct.
So skill development should be there during the college itself, not after the
Okay.
college, because we have
Right.
4 years. 4 years is a huge time, so we can, do so much work on the students during the college itself.
Right.
Okay, that is not happening. So we are starting because we cannot start the colleges, right? That is
Right.
something challenging. So we as like we can start the training platforms. So
Correct.
like we started the training platform, but we are providing, project-based training, international project-based training according to international client standards. So that
Okay.
is, again, it depends. Skill-based training definitely makes a difference, but it depends what they're getting again in the training. So if they're getting the same scenario as of college, environment in the training, so that will
Right.
not make any difference in their career.
Correct.
Yes. So
Yes.
what we
So,
do is
yes.
we
Yes.
directly train them on the from the day
Practical.
first. We teach them the practical, like how the work is happening in companies. So
Okay.
definitely they will feel difficulty because
Yes.
it's like directly they entered the company from the day
Right.
one. Yeah, we
Right.
give them huge pressure,
Okay.
deadlines to complete the
Okay.
task.
Okay.
What we learn, especially I learned from the one uh, person who is becoming a doctor. Okay,
Right.
if I saw like one person, if he's becoming a doctor, first he need to complete MBBS,
Correct.
and during the last 2 years of MBBS, directly they are working in hospital as
Okay.
an intern.
As an intern.
So the senior doctors, they will leave the responsibility to the junior doctors.
Okay.
So this is very important, and continuously they are working, like they are working for 12 hours, 24 hours, 18
Correct.
hours,
Correct.
but for engineer, on the other side, for engineering graduates, if you give them like 12 hours of work, they will not be able to take this pressure because they
Right.
don't have the habit. Because
Experience.
engineering
Right.
engineering means it's like free environment kind of thing, right?
Correct.
Even I
Correct.
choose because of that.
Oh,
So after the MBBS, again they need to study for MD. They need to
okay.
spend 1 year, 2 year, continuously 3 years. It depends upon the
Correct.
student.
Correct.
Again, I thought MD is again about studying the books, but it is
Okay.
not about the books. It is again
Uh-huh.
about working in hospital.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I saw closely because my small brother, he's doing
Okay.
MD. So I saw
Okay.
closely how he's struggling. But the
Right.
same
Right.
struggle, engineers, they are not doing.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, that was very insightful to understand that your thought process of having both the knowledge of both the things, your skill as well as the qualification. And as
Yes.
you said that when you put them to practical work experiences, they have never faced something like that. So they realize what the real scenario is. That was
Yes.
very interesting to know about BIMS. Okay,
Yeah.
coming to our next question. When someone is just starting their career, small habits can make a big difference over time. From what you've seen, what are some simple but powerful behaviors or habits that can help freshers grow faster and build a good reputation at work?
Yeah. Especially for again the same engineering and architecture background. Uh, First thing, they should be having the habit of communication.
Okay,
Okay, a better
right,
communication and
right,
work ethics.
okay,
Okay, yeah,
right,
and to involve themselves into the teamwork.
right,
Okay, that's what I observed. And
right,
be like have better communication with the senior, engineers or architects,
okay,
like with whom you're working. And also, they don't have habit, of keeping one book where they can note the points. They will just listen. If
very
they
true,
note the point, yeah, if they note the points, they'll be having like I have this much of task to complete,
right,
right?
right,
Because if
right,
we just listen and we'll forget it,
right.
so we can just keep these points. Yes.
Yes. I myself, being a soft skill trainer, I can
Yeah.
very well connect to what you are telling me. They
Yeah.
come without books. So
Yeah.
on the first day, you have to tell them, please carry a book and mark
Hmm.
down the important points. Second
Yeah.
thing comes as communication, as what you said, they are graduated with their degrees, but when it comes to communication, they need to polish their skills. That
Yeah.
was,
Right.
I completely agree with what you say.
Yeah.
Coming to
Why?
our,
Yeah.
yes,
One point
yes,
I would like to add here, why this is
yes,
happening again.
yes,
See, one person, develops or whatever the habits they are having, it's because of their environment. Okay,
correct.
it depends where we live in, our
Absolutely.
house culture or family culture, and it also depends from where I studied the school, from where I studied
True,
the college, from where.
true.
So what is happening? I believe because I am also from like training and education background. I believe
Right,
that in in college, like there should be environment where the candidates are interacting with the seniors. I
Okay.
mean, especially with the
Right.
lecturers.
Right.
So even I studied in the engineering college, the environment is like very strict. You cannot,
Okay.
you cannot do the communication with seniors. Okay,
Correct.
you're having
Correct.
something like so, and you cannot say even good morning to any lecture. Okay,
Oh, is it? Yeah.
this this kind of colleges are also there.
Right. Right.
So we had this
True.
kind of environment. So
Right.
otherwise you'll get something like year back. Okay.
Right. Right.
So what happens? These students they are into this kind of environment where
Right.
they respect too much. So
Correct.
they
Correct.
think you know silence is like respect.
Right.
Okay.
True.
They
True.
don't think like having a better communication is also a respect.
Communication. Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Yes, so they come from various backgrounds, and the
Yeah.
environment also matters. As you
Yeah.
said that you're not even allowed to wish I mean, not allowed, but
Hmm.
there's a sense of fear and
So,
respect.
fear.
So
Yes.
being silent is fear. I mean, is respect here.
Respect. Yeah.
But then when they come in a corporate, then they made to realize that no, you need to speak, communicate, and
Yes.
talk to your peers or your seniors as well. So
Yeah.
that's a shift, as you said. I completely agree to what you say. It's very
Yeah.
relatable.
Yeah.
Coming to my last question. Finally, many freshers feel unsure or even anxious about whether they are on the right path. If you had to guide them based on your experience, what is that one clear piece of advice you would give to someone who is just starting their career and wants to grow in the right direction?
Yeah, so here what happens like as I said again during the college, I asked it to the many candidates. There's no one session. I don't know about all the college environments, but whatever here I'm in the city. So I discussed with them. So there are no, classes on your like communication skills, okay, which is
Correct.
important. And
Right.
there's no classes on career guidance also.
Correct.
Okay, so what happens? They don't know from where to start.
Correct.
So that even if that's why you see many candidates who joined at the BIM skills to get trained,
Okay.
they are not the candidates who are studying, the candidates
Okay.
who completed the engineering,
Okay.
okay, or architecture. So because
Right.
that means mostly they will understand after the engineering what to do.
True.
Okay,
True.
now because during engineering they will not think. Even they
Right.
don't want to think. They don't want to take
No.
this burden.
True.
So, okay, so they want to be just free. So after the engineering, they will ask, now they don't have any idea where to start. So they ask many people, like
Right.
now everyone will give the, advice according to their knowledge. So now they
Completely agree.
start like, overthinking.
Okay.
So they listen to one person, they join
Okay.
one field.
Right.
Again, if they get that same, if any pressure and deadline or something, they will leave. Again, they will
Okay.
switch. So I'm seeing
Right.
some candidates, they are just switching the fields again and again. If you
Right.
switch from one field to another, again, you need to start from scratch.
True.
So
True.
that experience will not be useful here. So I
Right.
suggest them like stop, overthinking
Okay.
and comparing with others, what
Right.
exactly other did.
Right.
Start your own journey. Like if you somebody
Right.
do research, like what is the
Right.
market, like
Right.
future, and
Correct.
think like long term. What you want to become in next 5 years? What should be
Right.
your position in next 10 years? We train the same thing. We if they join the training,
Okay.
first we teach them the industry.
Okay.
Okay, like what is the
Right.
market value? What are the career roles? Like in starting, you will go for BIM engineering role, then BIM coordinator role, then
Right.
BIM manager role, BIM director
Right.
role. Then
Right.
we tell them you can become CEO of any company.
Correct.
Like we tell them, think long term, and later you can start your own, own business also.
Very
Because if
true.
you start your own business, then you can provide the jobs. Because we guide them. In
Okay.
India, unemployment is there. It's not because of there are no jobs.
Okay.
Okay, it's because people, like us, like we are not starting something to provide the jobs.
Okay.
we're getting dependent upon the, outsourcing
Correct.
from other locations.
Right.
Yeah, so we should also take the initiative and start our own. At least if we cannot provide the jobs to other, we can start our own. We can do the self-employment. This kind of
True.
mindset we carry. Yes.
Right. Yes, well,
Yeah.
that was very interesting. As you said, that overthinking is one thing, and then they start
Yeah.
listening to others and changing their fields from one
Yeah.
to another. So, whenever they start from another thing, they begin from scratch again. So,
Yeah.
they're actually not on a journey and they are like switching roles and different places, and then they're again confused. So,
Yes.
as what you said is stick to one thing, visualize yourself where you want to go and what you want to do ahead with one field would be like at BIMS, it would be something as an eye opener. Well, that
Yes.
was very interesting. Thank you so much, Mr. Syed.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. So, Archana, I would like to now hand the session to Archana. Archana?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Meena. Beautiful
Yeah.
introduction. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Mr. Syed. Really, I mean, this turned out 1,000 times more than what I had in my mind. I had no idea that this is actually so deep insights rather than, I mean, I was thinking it's just a normal engineering stuff. Okay, fine,
Right.
something
Yeah.
on the technical aspect. But now when I'm coming to know of it, it's much beyond. I think we also have certain students here also in the participant list. They would be also agreeing to it. So they are not just BIM coordinators and executives whatsoever, but they are also college students. One or two are there. Though I had informed you previously, we had majority from the corporates, but we also have scenario. And also, just on the personal insight, the first time I'm listening to you speak, first time I'm seeing you handle session, it's beautiful indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Last time it was just me on the other end, wherein I was the one who was holding the session. But first time I'm seeing you hold a session. It's really beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
participants ready for the coaching session? I want to ask a question with Archana, madam. Abhinav, can we please keep it during the question and answer? No? All right. Question and answer session. We will also have a Q&A session, Mr. Syed, after this coaching segment. During that time, they will be asking a question to you. And Abhinav, please feel free to ask a question at that time. All right, so now coming across to the first question. Participants, are you all ready for the quiz section? Please type yes if you're all ready. So now what we are going to do, Mr. Syed, is that we will have a quiz session, and this quiz session is for the participants. Participants, are you all ready? Let me hear ready from you all. Oh, no one is ready. What happened? Baranika is the first one. Okay,
Yes.
Baranika. All right, comes to you. So here's the first question, which is there across for all the participants. As a fresher, what should be your top priority in the first few months? Here are the four options. A is salary, B is learning and skill building, C is job title, D is working hours. Thank you so much. Baranika is right. What about the others? No response from the others? A, B, C, or D? Which one? Waiting for some response, participants. Okay, Shahid Ashraf also says B. Thank you so much, Mr. Shahid. So going over now to the second question. B, learning and skill building is the correct one. So here is the next question. Which behavior helps freshers grow faster in a company? Waiting for instructions, avoiding for mistakes. Okay, Abhinav has also replied. Waiting for instructions, avoiding mistakes, taking initiative to learn, or doing only assigned work. Taking initiative to learn. Correct, Baranika? Shahid Ashraf is also right. Abhinav is also right. Yes, exactly. C is the taking initiative to learn is the right answer. Here's a third question, that is, a fresher feels nervous to speak in meetings. A fresher feels nervous to speak in meetings. What should he or she do? Four options. A, stay silent, speak only when asked. C, start contributing in small ways. And D, avoid meetings. See, see, okay, yes, exactly. You people are all right. Start contributing in small ways. And here is the last question. What helps in long-term career growth? What helps in long-term career growth? Four questions are switching jobs frequently, building strong skills, following others blindly, or avoiding challenges. A, B, C, or D? B, correct, Baranika. Shahid, correct. Yes, building strong skills. Abhinav is also right. Thank you so much, everyone. It was beautiful indeed. Wonderful interaction. Yes, so now we have a Q&A session in which the participants, please feel free to raise your hand so that I can give you a option to unmute yourself. Please raise your hand so that I can give you the option to unmute. You can go ahead and ask questions at that time. Okay, no one. So I'll give a chance as Abhinav had mentioned. Yes, Abhinav, please go ahead. Abhinav? Abhinav was asking a question. I'd given him an option to speak. Mr. Abhinav, you have a question? Yes. Okay, I think he has some technical issue. Yeah, feel free to type your question in the chat box, Abhinav. His mic is on mute. I'm checking on that, Baranika. I'm checking on that. I've given him an option to unmute, but he's just not able to speak anything. Abhinav, please type your question in the chat box. Okay. Yes, Baranika, please go ahead. Baranika?
Yes, Rachna. Thank you, Syed sir, for such a wonderful session and impacts I have. What you are saying, I am currently a postgrad student. Fresher, as a fresher, I can able to relate. And what's a true fact you said? All is right. All they are teach the theory, only theory, and then asking about experience from teacher. Where we get the experience. It's like simply a question mark. My question is now it's really hard to choose domains here. It's really hard to predict which one is going to be in next 5 years. The AI is coming. Which are all the roles will be take over by AI? It's really hard to decide what to do to decide.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you, Baranika, for asking the question and like appreciating the discussion. So you're able to hear me, right?
Yeah, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So what is your background?
Artificial intelligence and data science, sir.
Okay, you completed
BTech. Yeah.
BTech you completed. Okay. So now it's getting difficult for you to choose the which field we should choose, right? In that way.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. So being I am from architecture, engineering, and construction background, but in general way, I can guide you. But definitely in IT sector, there are many changes are happening day by day, right?
Yeah, sir.
So yeah. So I believe like nowadays many AI tools are also coming up. So I
Yeah.
suggest you to like I saw some people, some IT professionals, they don't want to learn AI tools. Okay, but my suggestion is you can learn AI tools and grow yourself. So because if you're using any AI tool, uh, still we are using it, right? So it's not like AI is using us. So we need to use AI, we need to learn and we need to grow. But how to choose a field? Again, you need to check out, you need to do some research before joining any institute, like for maybe training and skill development, or before starting anything, do some research like what is the market value. Okay, like And definitely every market is growing. Check out in next 10 years, 15 years, which market is growing, and do some research like, in which field will be having the more jobs. And then check out, like, choose one field and then check out what are the job, positions in that. And as per the job requirements from the company, then you can learn and slowly you can start your company. Sorry, you can start your career.
Sure, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you, Archana, for providing this opportunity.
Right. Welcome so much, Bharnika. And Miss Anuradha, there's a question from you. What is exactly market value? Can you please unmute and elaborate the question a bit?
Yeah, market value I mentioned, uh, for example, what is the, like, in 1 year, how much, business is happening for one particular domain. Okay, like BIM. So for
Right.
BIM, like, what we teach to the candidate is like, in 1 year, for example, this year in 2026, the market value of BIM, the business value is like around $10 billion all over the world.
Okay.
Okay. Like for construction sector, it is in trillions. So every field will be having a market value. Okay. And coming back to, like, Baranika, so the same thing, whenever you're starting a career, like, initially don't think about the location. Yeah, that is important for us, but to get a job initially, you can be flexible for the locations and all, because mostly some candidate they think like, if we get work from home, then only, I'll start.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I will not take up the challenge.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Baranika and Ms. Anuradha, for the question. Abhinav is still struggling with the option. Abhinav, we'll try just one last time. I'd informed you to put forward your question in the chat box. If it would have been done, then I would have definitely asked for your question. Okay. So, are you able to speak now? I have given the option for you to speak.
We can't hear him.
Okay, all right. So then I'll probably go ahead and end the session. But before ending, I request all the participants to please turn on the video so that I can take a pic with all of you. I request you to please turn on your video. Okay. Abhinav, I've given an option to unmute
Chat,
you,
chat.
Abhinav.
Yes, now I think he's
Uh,
unmuted.
can I ask a question?
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Abhinav. Please go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Abhinav.
Okay, okay. Uh, Good morning, Syed sir.
Good morning.
Is my voice echoing?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Okay, okay. I don't know what's the issue. There's some technical glitch. So, with your very insightful questions and your beautiful way of articulating it, my first question to you is that as a fresher, there are still multiple people who are doing their jobs and they're breaking in the middle. But as experienced people, also they are also struggling in the same field. For example, now if we talk about soft skill training as a program, there are freshers who are taking this program and thinking that they can do much better than the experienced people because they undermine the overall perspective of soft skills. So, as an experienced trainer, how do you make a difference between a fresher and an experienced trainer? Because where should we draw the line that the experience should be getting a better leverage or a better platform than the freshers itself?
Okay. What I observed, like, as you said, not all the, experienced candidates are struggling to grow. Okay. I saw many people or many candidates who are there at very less age. They have achieved good positions. But whereas again, I saw, like, for example, let's say there is one person with 26 years old. That person achieved a good position and have earning, a decent salary, they are good at career. On the other side, I saw some candidates who are like having more experience. Like let's say they are at the age of 30, still, they are struggling, even though if they are in same career. So I can say that because salary, I cannot relate with age. If a person is having, less age, they can have more income. If a person is having more age, that person can have less, vice versa. So the people who started with, were struggling as an experienced person is like they started a career, as I said, without having the long-term vision. Okay. Like where they don't have career goals. They think when I work in the company, automatically, when I get the experience, automatically I'll be having the growth. Okay. They think in that way. But they themselves, they don't decide what should be my position in next 2 years, because you are the decider. So you can just, whenever you're starting a career, you should decide like what should I become in next 2 years? What should I become in next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? If you have the long term and short term career goals, then the experienced people also, they will not feel difficulties.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Abhinav. Participants, I request you to please turn on the video so that we can go for a small pic. Okay, I guess everybody is very much occupied today. That's a fine, not an issue. I have taken a pic and put it up here in the chat box. On the count of three, I'll take a pic. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Done. So put it up in the chat box. Please feel free to download it. Facing some small technical problems. Sorry. Yes, so I've put it up in the chat box. Please feel to download it and use it. And also, participants, I really request you. Every week, I'm actually posting the updates on LinkedIn. Unfortunately, since I'm not connected with you or I'm not aware of your LinkedIn profile, I'm unable to tag you. I really request you to please send me your LinkedIn ID so that I can tag you in the pic as well. Okay, that would be wonderful. Now, Abhinav, would you be able to please end the session?
Thank you, Ms. Archana, for the handover. My name is Abhinav Kapoor and I'm a skilled soft skill trainer. Now, it was truly an insightful session, and I speak on behalf of everyone that we enjoyed it thoroughly. Before we conclude, here's an important announcement. We request all participants to join our WhatsApp community for regular updates for our talk shows and training programs. The link is shared in the chat box. Also, the YouTube link is shared. Please subscribe to our channel. We would like to remind you that we have also launched 3 paid programs: Pronunciation Lab, Presentation Lab, Writing Lab. Details are in the chat box. Apart from a communication mastery program for individuals, we also run the flagship Confidence Communique training, a 3-month structured communication program for corporates. This has already been enrolled with a manufacturing organization. If you do like to know more, you can connect with Archana Shriram. I now hand over the session to Ms. Archana. Thank you for all the information being provided out here. It was wonderful.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abhinav, for the beautiful wind up. And thank you so much, Mr. Syed, for taking out time from your schedule and coming for the session. Really appreciate it. Before we close, a heartfelt thank to you for bringing such simple, practical, but very much relatable insights. Today's session reminded us that a strong career doesn't start with knowing everything. It starts with being willing to learn, to adapt, and to grow. Talking regarding AI, using that, going beyond CADs and all those things. It's just about adoption and growing online. Thank you to everyone who participated actively. I know that we also have corporate people here, but I can understand that you would be having your sons, your daughters, your cousins. I'm pretty sure that they would be very much finding the session insightful as well. I would be uploading this onto YouTube. Please feel free to forward the link across to them as well for their insights. We'll see you next Saturday at 10 a.m. It's going to be HR series. As I had informed you, please join the HR series always. You will get practical insights thinking from the organization's point of view. And see you next Saturday at 10 a.m. Same via the Zoom link itself. I'll send you across the Zoom link. Join the WhatsApp community. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for regular insights. Thank you so much, everyone. Please thank our speaker, Mr. Syed, as well in the chat box. Please type thank you, Mr. Syed. Please type thank you, Mr. Syed. Would you like to add anything before we conclude the session, Mr. Syed?
Yes, sorry, it was going like mute.
That's it.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining this session and making it like interactive and appreciating my like responses.
It definitely requires appreciation. Please don't say that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Syed. Thank you so much, all the
Yeah.
participants. See you on the next Saturday at 10 a.m. Have a confident and growth-focused week ahead. Bye-bye. Take care. Baranika has asked a question. Okay. The others may drop.
Yeah, you can
Others
contact
may.
me. I'll just provide the number. You can reach on WhatsApp.
Yeah. If she's.
Okay.
Okay. Chalo. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
everyone. Bye-bye. Take